Tonight I wanna see the bright lights over me. Show me something magical, something beautiful. Come and take me higher, set my world on fire tonight, tonight. Show me everything I want to know. You take me right around the world. Now I'm feeling tonight, got me feeling so right. There's nothing good like.
This week on Top Billing, The Bold and the Beautiful's Texas Battle aims to change children's lives forever. Olympic distance swimmers Chad Ho and Matthew Mayer look to turn water into gold at Rio 2016. Australian super chefs Matt Moran and George Kalambaris tell us how they first got cooking. Jordan Lee Garbutt's sonic bursts of colour show us what sound looks like. South Africa's gold medal winning garden from the Chelsea Flower Show stars at the Spring Festival. Citizen photographers turn their camera phones on all that's worth celebrating about life in SA. And your presenter tonight, Jonathan Boynton Lee, brings you our lineup from a modern Highveld home that features the kitchen of the year. With see-through sculpture, stunning bronze lighting, and western sun on the golf course setting, it's a masterclass in style.
Good evening, it's Top Billing night and welcome to the show. We head now to the Eastern Cape where star of The Bold and the Beautiful Texas Battle tells us of a chance meeting with South African kids and how they brought something incredible into his life.
Since 2013, South Africa has been a second home to Texas, and we'd come to Kariga Private Game Reserve to find out what the connection is all about. Now 35, this son of America's Lone Star State has made an impact on millions of fans of The Bold and the Beautiful. He's also spreading the love in South Africa.
Texas, of all the places one would expect to meet an American actor in South Africa, the Eastern Cape came as quite a surprise.
I mean, why not? It's beautiful in nature. It's different from Cape Town. It's fortunate because right now Marcus Forrester, who is still on Bold to this day, so I don't want to confuse anyone, is in South Africa. He's in Cape Town working for Forrester Creations. So for all you lovely fans out there, Marcus hasn't gone anywhere. He's still around.
You are perhaps best known for your role, Marcus Forrester, on The Bold and Beautiful. And on the show, you were the first African American to have an in-depth storyline. What was it like being on the show and playing that character?
You know, we never knew that. Like going in, I remember Brad Bell, our executive and our head writer, he told me that he wanted to do something different. He wanted to bring a character to life, being African American. And I said, okay. And he asked me, are you ready for the journey? I said, oh, absolutely, bring it. And we took levels, we took Bold to different heights. We also opened up the color barrier. It felt good being part of something that was challenging, but also delivering a message. So I'm happy and pleased.
We know you graduated from the University of Texas, majoring in kinesiology. What made you decide to pursue a career in acting?
You know, I never wanted to be an actor, though. You know, I actually grew up and wanted to be, a teacher. And I do part of my work while I'm here teaching for a school. And, I went out for a basketball commercial. Well, I thought it was a basketball commercial, and it ended up being my first movie with Sam Jackson, Coach Carter. And then it just took off from there.
Texas, there's a lot more to you than being just an actor. I know you're very passionate about education and the youth.
I'll say out of the year, I'm here like 8 months. I go back to the States, obviously, to work out of the 4. But I met these kids in 2013. I was in Camps Bay shooting another TV show called Safe. And I met these kids playing the drum. I never heard anything like that. And I asked their miss at that time, what's this drum? What's going on? And she said they were raising money for techies. What is techies? I don't know what that is. I'm from the States, I know shoes. But then they said, oh no, it's techies. I said, oh, okay. So then we went that day. I said, no, let's just go. We went to Canal Walk and then bought them techies. And then from there, I went to the township of Langa, and I just fell in love with the kids, and then I wanted to make a difference and give these children, options. So I started my own foundation, the Texas Battle Foundation, Children of South Africa. It's great to be a part of something where you're changing kids' lives, and I'm trying to do as much as we possibly can with what we have.
From the age of 7, Texas was raised by his mother, Wanda. His uncle was a positive role model. And that's what he's become to these youngsters.
Sia, you must have got really good grades to be here. Have you always had good marks?
I may say that my marks changed great after all this because here at PYDs we are given time and we have tutors that could help us in some subjects that we're struggling from.
It sounds like you guys really have learned a lot. And Lisa, it looks like you have a very close relationship with Texas.
I learned that he take care of us. He's like a father to us. If something happened to you, he will make something that will not make you to feel sad or something. I learned much from him.
And what role does Texas play in the lives of these children?
He's working hard for this organization, for these kids, and also for us. Because if a child have a problem, he's going to do that more than a parent. He's more than a parent. The help that he have is more than a parent.
Inspired by their celebrity guest and his support for these children, Kariga Game Reserve hosted 26 of them to join him on safari on the banks of the Kariga and Bushmans rivers.
What have been some of your personal highlights since you started the foundation?
When they do well in their terms, and I love to see their faces, like when we go to like a Rotunga Junction. The first time I took them, it was amazing to see them get on the rides. And at Rotunga Junction, they have this one ride where it's like a swing, and you put them in and they swing down. And I remember one of my kids, Alive, and she was in the swing, and her face, when she went up and they let the swing go, her eyes got so big because she was so like, but that was my highlight. I like watching them. I like watching them do things that they haven't done.
Texas, I have to say, I'm so taken back by how hands-on you are with the children. What have you learned from them?
The number one thing I've learned was patience. When you're dealing with now 133 kids, it's a lot to take in. And then, me being from the States, it's a lot of things that we take for granted. So I think make sure you know that you appreciate the little things in life. The future's good. It's real good.
With enough love for every child in his foundation, he's a man with a big heart.
If you're going to have a childhood hero, then you need one with a great name. And they don't come any better than Texas Battle.
Coming up, the Proteas that stole the show in London. Plus, which photo best suggests the spirit of South Africa to you?
Spring is in the air and no one gets as excited about the end of winter as gardeners. With the recreation of the Kirsten Bosch SA Gold award-winning entry from the Chelsea Flower Show, this year's Garden World Spring Festival is the happiest of happy places for anyone with green fingers.
Growing is what this season's all about. And with the most gardens ever on show here and a dozen landscapers exhibiting for the first time, the festival is flourishing. It's hosted by author and gardening expert JJ van Rensburg.
JJ, what's the Spring Festival all about?
We've got 21 designer gardens to showcase to people what they can do in their own gardens. We've got the SA Kirsten Bosch Chelsea exhibit back from London. So there's so much that people can see and do. We've got floral arrangements, we've got students' gardens, we've got kiddies' gardens. There's just so much. People must come and see it.
The event has been running for 22 years. What do you think has made it so successful?
It grows every year in popularity. You can't control everything in your life, but you can control what's happening in your garden, how to garden around your property and how to make it special for you. And this is a place to see and to experience it on hand.
I know this is going to be very difficult, but with 21 gardens, which ones would you say are your favorites?
Easy living. This garden behind me, one of my favorites, with a rumbling water feature, a sunken seated area, so you've got your active and your passive areas right next door to one another. But of course, we've got all the young designers bringing through all their beautiful, new and brilliant ideas.
Sonita Young has achieved a lush feel with water-wise plants and has taken her cue from the home of a famous Mexican artist.
Sonita, you really created a beautiful Mexican siesta here.
Thank you very much, Lorna. Yes, the space can be used as a fiesta with your friends at the patio, or a siesta for the soul where you can relax, sit on the bench and just look at the beautiful, beautiful garden.
I think that's definitely one of the things I enjoy about this exhibition. The colors are so vibrant and alive.
Oh, absolutely. I love working on this project. Something completely different, working with bright colors, working with hardy tropicals, selection of old clay pots used here. Just absolutely love this garden.
This garden really just takes me to a small village in Mexico.
Absolutely. My inspiration was Frida Kahlo. I can just imagine her sitting on the patio, relaxing, enjoying this space.
As well as Central American influences, there's this more African-style installation by Maureen Malaseng, a fourth-year student already on her third exhibit here.
The theme this year is Leap into Spring. How did you translate it into this piece of work?
You know, in the first section, this side, we've got more the meadow style. It has the grassy feel. And then for us, on this side, it's just a mixture of perennials and annuals that are just colorful. And also on the walls, you've got the gray wall that showcases the winter. And then the blue wall that showcases the clear blue skies that's about to come.
You have some really beautiful plants here. How do they complement each other?
Okay, so on the meadow section, you've got your deities, you've got your Europes, you've got Xanthorchums. Those are your indigenous plants, so they would require less water, but they want to be planted in full sun. And on the other side, you've got most your exotic annuals, your pansies, your dianthus. They require more water and they want to be placed also in full sun, as compared to the other plants that you would place in semi-shade like your clevias.
With every landscape design, you must have your favorite features.
My favorite would be the pathway. You've got your gravel in the pathway. You've got the water feature that is not splashy, so we've been very water-wise.
I love that. Maureen, thank you so much. This is really stunning.
They are also proudly hosting a recreation of the South African exhibit from the Chelsea Flower Show in London. Designed by David Davidson and Raymond Hudson, it marks the 100th birthday of Kirstenbosch Botanical Gardens.
Gentlemen, this is a design feat. What are some of the challenges of carrying something like this across the ocean to a show like the Chelsea Flower Show?
We take absolutely everything with us, from all the plant material to the construction material to the white beach sand, which you can't get in England. Then another challenge for us is that we create a naturalistic landscape display using just cut flower plant material. We're not allowed to actually export live plant material into the UK, whereas many of the gardens at the show are live gardens, so that's our other challenge. But fortunately with this one in particular, using the fynbos, the proteas from the Cape Floral Kingdom, the flowers are very long lasting, so that helps keep our exhibit looking fresh and alive.
How do you keep reinventing your landscape designs?
Well, we tend to draw on nature for our inspiration when it comes to design. To create such a wonderful display, we're very fortunate to be working with fynbos, and one has a look at nature and you can actually just try and sort of work that into the design.
You have 34 gold medals under your belt. What do you think it is that keeps people traveling from all around the world to come see your exhibition?
We have a fantastic biodiversity in the country and a huge range of species of plants, so we're able to show them not just a protea, but 50 or 60 different kinds of proteas. What was very gratifying for us this year was that we actually got recognition from the House of Parliament. They sent us a letter of congratulation to Kirstenbosch, congratulating the team for winning the gold medal at such a prestigious event and keeping the South African flag flying on an international platform, which we're very, very proud of.
Botswana's Priscilla Bunda changed careers from systems analyst to professional landscaper.
Priscilla, this is obviously my favorite garden.
Oh, thank you very much, Lorna. I did this garden specifically for top billing. And what inspired me was the theme, Leap into Spring. And spring for me means color. And I decided to go bold on the color blue. That accentuates the water feature. The color blue links to the round balls that takes your eyes all the way up to the sitting area with the blue skylight.
Priscilla has created this comfortable and secluded outdoor living room with a raised patio under a carefully planned gazebo.
Even though the weather's not on our side today, sitting here you still get a sense of harmonized tranquility.
Yes, because that was the idea right from the beginning, to create a tranquil, harmonized effect in the garden. As you sit here, you feel like there's more space because of the opening that takes your eyes all the way to the sky.
I think you've done a stellar job. Here's to the best of the good life as we leap into spring. Cheers.
Cheers.
If you're a gardening enthusiast, you have until Sunday, September the 4th to catch this display of award-winning designer landscapes.
Hope springs eternal in a garden, as it does in an image captured at just the right moment. That's what inspired celebs and everyday citizens to enter their photographs into the brilliant idea that is the Mandela Day Photo Competition, one day in time.
Launched this May, the competition saw scores of uplifting images of life in South Africa, posted on the website 67photos.co.za. The winners had their work published in a digital book on Mandela Day with a brilliant response.
Chris, you're the brainchild behind One Day in Time. What inspired this initiative?
Well, the positive energy of Mandela, naturally. I wanted everyone to focus on the positive, and the energy of Mandela is everything that is positive. So I thought, why not get everyone in this country to focus on the positive through their camera lens and upload on a website to show what a beautiful nation and country this is, and ultimately then publish a book.
What brings you out here tonight? You're such a positive influence in the country as well as young people. Why do you think that you needed to be here?
I think the importance about this event is showcasing the positivity that's happening in South Africa and not always looking at the negative that's always happening. So for Pierre to pull off such an event and for people to showcase the positive side of South Africa, that's always good, and it's always something that as Miss South Africa I'd love to support. And I'm so excited to see who's going to win.
Clive, what do you think it is about South African stories that make them so beautiful to capture?
You know, I think everyone has a different story to tell, and as one of the judges, of course, for more Madiba Magic, I'm looking for authenticity and something that encapsulates South Africa for you as a person, and I think it's so different for everyone, and it needs to be very homegrown. Even coming from myself, I mean, I can think of a lot of things, but the one thing that comes to my mind is a good old South African braai. Nothing better.
What sort of criteria are you looking for within the pictures that you saw tonight?
Well, what we're looking for in terms of judging criteria is inspiration, happiness, positivity, and all of the contenders showed that in some form. But we were looking for that X factor link to it as well, something that was truly South African. And I picked what I thought was going to be the winner. I'm not quite sure whether that is the winning photo. We'll be finding out tonight.
Taking the bronze was Krishna Herbst, with her pick the sign of autumn.
Inspiration, joy, laughter, happiness is all depicted in this image. Very beautiful. What was it about it that spoke to you?
You know, some days we feel blue and down in the dumps, and I go to nature to find the beautiful things that